Surkhandarya occupies the southern part of the Republic of Uzbekistan. And in the south of Surkhandarya itself, along the Amu Darya River, runs the country's state border with Afghanistan. The modern capital of Surkhandarya, the city of Termez, was once the largest center of science and culture in the Muslim East. Al-Hakim at-Termizi was one of the greatest scientists-legislators of that time. He was considered the spiritual patron of Termez. Al-Hakim at-Termizi founded the Sufi order of Hakimi. It is said that when the future great scholar was 10 years old, he received a revelation from a mysterious elder. It is authentically known that Al-Hakim at-Termizi wrote many works of mystical and philosophical nature, including a fundamental work on Sufism and Sufis. In the 12th century, a mausoleum was erected over his burial. At the same time, at the beginning of the 12th century, the Jarkurgan minaret was built under Padishah Sultan Sanyari. It was built by the master Muhammad bin Ali al-Sarkasi from Sarax. The minaret belonged to the big cathedral mosque, but still stood isolated from it. The minaret was a kind of signal tower. When the enemies came, the tower would signal them. In total, there were about 30 such towers in the region. Only one of them, the Jarkurgan minaret, has survived to this day. The hot, arid climate of the region has at all times made the inhabitants of these places respect people who could bring water here with their extraordinary powers. It was precisely such miraculous powers that a man named Musrabatata had. Where his staff seemed to land, a stream with cool clear water appeared. In those distant times, grateful residents built in honor of Musrabatata this mystical structure, which even today reminds of people with great abilities. Sufi Tabib is a Sufi healer, an unusual man, but an ordinary Sufi. His ways of healing flow organically from the Sufi view of the world and man in it. To heal a patient, Sufi Tabib himself must possess healing energy and be able to manifest the miraculous possibilities of his body. Buddhist monastery complex of the Kushan Kingdom era. Archaeologists have discovered dozens of cave monasteries and one above-ground monastery. The huge Kushan Empire united people of different faiths, and the Kushan rulers pursued a policy of religious tolerance. Therefore, sometimes the construction of Buddhist monasteries was financed by the Termez and Tarmishan nobility. The cave monasteries usually had a small number of monks. The cells accommodated only 1 or 2 inhabitants. They were educated and literate people who knew Bactrian and Indian scripts. The life of the monks was spent in rituals and prayers. A special place belonged to the maintenance of purity. It was the contemplation of purity that could bring a monk to the state of nirvana. The cave galleries together with the courtyard formed a kind of frame around the sanctuary with the Buddha statue. It was connected with the ritual circumambulation of the sanctuary. Some scholars argue that such a gallery arrangement is characteristic of the sanctuaries of fire worshippers in their fire temples. Archaeological finds confirm that among Buddhists there were many descendants of fire worshippers. Buddhist monasteries also accepted lay people. These people came to the monastery and left their gifts, water, food. Later came the conquerors who professed Zoroastrianism, and they were no longer favorable to Buddhism. Monks began to gradually leave their monasteries, which over time fell into disrepair. Today, Archaeological excavations of the Karate Pin complex once again bring back to people a part of the history of the great empires that existed on the territory of Central Asia. The land of Surkhandarya is rich in natural wonders. In the Baisun Mountains for many centuries local residents use a natural refrigerator, which is located at a depth of 4 to 5 meters from the surface of the earth. Strictly constant low temperature creates ideal conditions for food storage. And this is a really useful property, if we take into account that during the daytime hours in the summer months the temperature on the surface rarely drops below 40 degrees Celsius. Here lies a piece of cheese that is over 100 years old. It is said that if someone takes another person's item from the communal refrigerator, they will never be able to climb to the surface through the cave's narrow passage. Omankana Sanatorium is opened on the source of unique sulfate healing water. Therapeutic water procedures are practiced, which are useful for treating liver diseases, viral hepatitis, liver cirrhosis in the initial stage, stomach and intestinal diseases. The water has vasodilating properties and is useful as a choleretic, diuretic and mildly laxative. Overweight people come here and lose extra pounds with the help of healing water and without the help of exhausting diets. Moreover, there is an amazing fact that if this healing water has a therapeutic effect on a particular patient, then after water procedures it is instantly absorbed into the human body and the skin becomes completely dry. In the west of Surkhandarya there is the Kojakan salt deposit. It is a huge natural mineral formation of table salt. The healing effect of salt has been known since ancient times. In order to utilize the unique properties of the deposit, an adit was drilled in it, where patients of the local sanatorium undergo a course of treatment. A course of therapy in the cave with ecologically pure salt helps patients suffering from lung diseases, including bronchial asthma, rheumatism, radiculitis, cardioneurosis, thyroid diseases. The constant temperature inside the cave, about 24 degrees, makes staying in it comfortable and fatigue-free. Sangardak waterfall is located in the western part of Surkhandarya. The geological setting of the region and underground fissure waters determine the unique structure of the waterfall.